I would like a martini, shaken, not stirred. Hi everybody, this is Mystery here, and I'm here to give you a sneak preview. Well, not. Actually, I'm here to review a new movie for you. If you want to know what it is, continue watching this video. What? What's this movie that just popped into my hands? Oh wait, it's the great movie of Dr. No. Yes, this movie is really good. Don't need that anymore. Now, this is the very first James Bond movie that ever came out, unless you don't include the two Casino Royale movies that came out before this. Now, this was the movie that put James Bond on the map, that made it popular, that made him awesome. Unless you like the books really so much that you just love the books before the movies ever came out. Now, this movie was the one that began everything. From Goldfinger to Thunderball, from Live and Let Die to A View to a Kill, from The Living Daylights to License to Kill, from GoldenEye to Die Another Day, from Casino Royale to Skyfall, from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That's right, George Lazenby only did one James Bond movie. Ha! Now, Dr. No is the one that started it all. Before it was guys, spies, espionage, women, guns, and all that, there was nothing. Nothing! But then, James Bond came around, and then that all changed. Everyone wanted to be like a James Bond. Everyone wanted to have the girl of their dreams. There's no girl here. I just wanted to do that. But for real, ever since James Bond came out, that movie has brought a new direction to the entire film industry. It even had one of the first, most iconic lines ever. The name's Bond. James Bond. And it had a very iconic villain in Dr. No. My name is Dr. No. That's my terrible impression of Dr. No. Now, this movie is really good from beginning to end. Now, some characters are lacking. Like Honey Rider, she was lacking to me in some parts, but she was something to look at. Yes, she was hot. Now back to the movie review. We can go back and watch this movie. Look at this movie. We examine it. Look. Dr. No. Dr. No. When I first saw that title, I was like, what kind of a name is Dr. No? I was really wondering, what kind of a title is Dr. No? And then they kept on releasing these movies. From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, and all that. I was literally wondering, what kind of movies have titles like this? And then I kept on digging. I finally found out they were books first. And Dr. No was not the first one. No, it was Casino Royale. That was the first book. I was like, why didn't they make that into a book movie first? Then I found out they did. Yes, they did, ladies and gentlemen. Back in TV, they made a movie of it. It was a TV movie, but it wasn't as popular. Yeah, it came out in the 50s. Now everyone was like, what's that? What's that? I have no idea what that is. What is that? Well, it's because that it wasn't good. It wasn't. I'm just saying. And then later on, they made a parody of Casino Royale with David Niven and Orson Welles. And I think Peter Lorre. I think. Peter Lorre is in it. I know Orson Welles and David Niven was in it. I know that for a fact. But then, in 1962, Dr. No came out. And then we got a good movie with a good villain. And that spawned continuing stories. After Dr. No, we got From Russia with Love, Thunderball, Goldfinger, Reverse those into the correct order. You only live twice. Then we skip Sean Connery and we get George Lazenby for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which was a good movie, by the way. I watched that and I was like, wow, this guy did really good. But dang his publicist, and other people, like the producers, they didn't want him because everyone was like, oh, this isn't Sean Connery. This is not a good Bond just because he's not Sean Connery. Who cares? I mean, Sean Connery couldn't continue on until he died, could he? Well, maybe he could have. But nonetheless, they just should have dealt with it. Because after George Lazenby, Sean Connery came back for Diamonds Are Forever. A so-so movie. So-so movie. It wasn't like the book. I read the book, and I could have preferred that book, the book villains in that story, than the movie story and villain. Now, Ernst Stavro Blofeld, he was in that movie. It was really good villain, and that's all I gotta say. I really enjoyed that he was in it. Now, back to James Bond movies. After Diamonds Are Forever, we got Live and Let Die. The complete Roger Moore series. I can't name them off the top of my head. Then after that, we get Timothy Dalton with In Living Daylights and License to Kill. Haven't seen those movies yet. And then after that, we get GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day with Pierce Brosnan. Those are pretty good movies. I really enjoyed them. And then after that, we get Daniel Craig with Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall. I recommend Skyfall. Go watch it right now. I don't care if you're sitting down right now watching this video. Stop it, get in the vehicle, make sure you have enough money, and you have enough gas. Go all the way to your local cinema that has Skyfall. Go watch Skyfall right now, and make sure you have enough money for the ticket and for refreshments, and enjoy that movie. It makes a lot of references to some of the best moments of the film. Now, this movie was kind of a little low-tech. It didn't want to go, woo, all the way in it. So, I agree with the direction they went with this movie. It wasn't until From Russia With Love that we got some of the first gadgets. Like the briefcase. With the dagger. Tear gas. Goldfinger. Yeah, and Goldfinger, we got a lot of gadgets. Thunderball, we like gadgets. They wanted to make it a little more realistic. But I don't mind. But Dr. No, I'm supposed to be talking about just the Dr. No movie. I'm just going through the entire Bond film series. Yeah, let's talk about Dr. No now. The villain was okay. They could have did a different villain, but I didn't mind him. Sean Connery. That's all I gotta say about it. Sean Connery. He made the movie. If it wasn't for him, James Bond would be not what it is today! Well, we shouldn't say that. We should actually be happy for Saltzman and Broccoli. Yes, that's how you pronounce his last name, Broccoli. I thought it's Broccoli. But no, it's Broccoli. What a weird last name. Now, back to the James Bond. I believe Dr. No is something to look at. I give it 3 stars. 3 out of 4 stars. The only reason why I'm doing a movie review right now is because I'm about to start a job at my local newspaper, and I'm going to be the film critic. So I'm trying to get reviews of movies out right now. That way everyone can see my trying objectivity. What can I do if I can't be objective? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Okay, I gotta stop with the theater. No, but seriously, Dr. No is a movie that you really gotta check out if you haven't checked out. So, I really recommend this movie. Yeah. So, Dr. No, you get 3 out of 4 stars. 2 thumbs up. 3 beers. And I also believe it is that you would enjoy seeing, but not in 3D. No, that movie is terrible in 3D. I haven't tried, and I really don't want to try. But I don't believe that movie would be good in 3D because it's not a 3D movie. It's something that should never be converted into 3D. If it is, I would be upset. Yes, I would be upset. But now, this is Mr. E reviewing Dr. No and then going into the history of James Bond. So, you got a twofer if you weren't expecting it. You get 2 things. You get 1, a review of Dr. No. Sort of. It's not much of a review. And 2, a history of the James Bond series. Next time on Mystery, I will try to review one of the Batman movies. If I don't, I may accidentally go into the Batman history. And that will probably happen. I'm going to try to review Batman, the 1989 movie. I will try, but probably I'm going to bring the Batman, or Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, the movie that shall not be named, Batman Begins. Yeah. Different film series, different hand. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I will try to talk about every single one of those movies. If I don't, and when I talk about them, I will also talk about the movies that would have been made, but were not made. So, I hope you tune in next week for Mr. E Reviews Movies and gives a little history of them. So, thank you. This was Mr. E saying, thank you for watching this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the martini. I hope it was shaken, not stirred. Peace out! Bye-bye!